Welcome in, everyone, to the Talking Kentucky post-game show. My name is Coleman Scott. His name is Caden Holmes, and the Cats get the victory over the North Carolina Tar Heels. And Caden, as we were just talking about before the show came on, kind of surprised. We didn't really expect to get this one, but I'm sure glad we did. I mean, this was definitely our biggest win of the season, especially after that Miami win's not really looking so hot anymore.
Yeah, I don't wanna take credit away from the Cats because I thought we played pretty well overall, but you really gotta hand it to North Carolina. They really turned the ball over at the end there and kind of let us have it. So, thanks, North Carolina.
Yeah, they gave us an early Christmas present there. He just
I'm okay with that.
threw it off the dude's shoulders.
Yeah, he wasn't even
But
looking. He was running away. The dude was clueless, and then it just hits off his shoulders.
well, let's talk about that a second because I genuinely thought, okay, they're going to come down, they're going to hit a three, we're going to get to overtime, and we're going to lose. I was like,
Yes.
that's what's going to happen. And I was like mentally preparing myself for that. And I was like,
You
it's going to
gotta
be
yeah, you
okay.
gotta be ready for the worst case scenario, so then you're pleasantly surprised if that doesn't happen, you know?
That's absolutely the case. We got a lot of people down here in the comments right now. A lot of people, we got 26 people on us right now. If you're watching this and you never checked this out, go ahead and give us a follow on all the things: Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all things. And go ahead and share this video. That would be really helpful to us to help us kind of reach more people. So we appreciate y'all being on with us. Caden, I'm looking at this YouTube comment down here from Ding Dang and Dong. Very intense game. So proud of our team from Ding. That what a name, Ding Dang and Dong.
So
Caden.
what's their name? Is it Ding, Dang, or Dong?
I think it's all
Or is
three.
this
I
like a
think it's
first, middle,
Ding.
last kinda thing?
I think it's Ding. Yeah, it could be. Triple D, Ding Dang
Alright.
and Dong.
Well, thanks for watching, Mr. Dong.
Yeah. Yeah, don't Google that. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us here tonight. Clyde Hare is in the comments, says 8-2, baby. Josh Hart's in the comments, says big W tonight. Josh is double dipping. He's commenting on Facebook and on YouTube here. Got College Sportscast down here. Got Stefan saying the big win. There's a YouTube comment with an actual name there,
It's
Stefan.
nice to see the YouTube in here tonight.
It is nice to see the YouTube in here.
I'm
It's
not
nice
used to
to see
that.
the Twitter too, or otherwise known as X, which I guess StreamYard has gotten with the times here. We've got the actual X logo on here now instead of the old Twitter logo. So that's good. Got that in here. But Caden, this really was it was a surprising win for me. I was pleasantly surprised because we're very inexperienced. We're probably the youngest team in America. No surprise for John Calipari teams. But
Yeah, he
then,
said that in the interview again tonight.
yeah, no surprise for John Calipari teams. But then, North Carolina is probably the oldest, most experienced team in America, and the fact that we were able to go out there and lead, virtually the whole game. I mean, North Carolina didn't get their first lead until what, within 5 minutes left of the game. And at that point, we thought, rightfully so, maybe we were going to lose, kind of like, flashback to the Kansas game. But the difference was we were able to close out the game tonight. And I really do think that Aaron Bradshaw made a heck of a difference, especially defensively in this game. Like having him is certainly going to be a big piece at us making a run for a championship, I think.
Yeah, he definitely held his own tonight, and it was nice that we could have a big man get into foul trouble and then still have another big man, like, able to play. Because like,
Yeah.
if it was just Trey Mitchell tonight, I'm not sure we would've won. So I think Bradshaw was a huge piece, and yeah, I thought he held his own against Baycott, who was an incredible
Yeah.
big man. They almost
That
seem kinda similar to Kansas in a way, except I think North Carolina's star guard was a lot better than Kansas's, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. So,
I mean,
it's almost
without
like they're
Hunter
a better version of
Dickinson,
Kansas. Is what I
yeah, no,
felt.
it really is because without Hunter Dickinson, I don't think Kansas would really be all that great. I mean, that might be an unpopular opinion, but I think it's certainly true. College Sportscast in here saying they led for 16 seconds.
Yep.
So hope they enjoyed that 16-second. Hey, that's a little bit longer than Rick Pitino enjoyed. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he went for about 5, so,
well,
uh,
it's 15, but
okay, sorry,
you know,
I don't keep track, but
yeah, put some respect on Rick's name.
he flipped you off for about 15 seconds too.
Yeah, well, he did. That's true. Um, Clyde in the comments says,
So you said
"Ado,
put some respect on Rick Pitino. Oh my gosh. I didn't think we'd be
respect
talking
the
about Rick
Rick."
Pitino. Hey, we got Louisville coming up though, don't we? I know it's North Carolina show, but don't we have Louisville coming up?
Louisville's next. Louisville's next. Yeah, as far as I
Go.
know.
Will Kenny still be there?
Well, we're going to talk about that. But Claude says Ado as bunny hops. Caden, I mean, Ado has sort of been the guy, with all these big guys coming back. Adu's probably the guy you look at and say, okay, his minutes are going to get cut, you know. But honestly, like he's fighting for minutes out there, and I feel like you got to put him on the floor as much as Cal is, because I mean he's out there looking like, as we said in our last episode, looking like Michael Jordan sometimes with these floaters. Do you see that little kind of reverse layup he had in the first half? I
Yeah,
mean, it's awesome.
he's one of our few players that makes it look effortless, and that's why I
Yeah,
compared him to Jordan. Like he'll just do something, it will look like he didn't even try. He'll just be floating in the air for 5 seconds.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think if he stays another year, I really think he could be like really
yeah.
special and maybe go pretty high in the draft because I think he
Which
made
he
a few
probably
bad decisions tonight in the second half, but overall, I thought he had a good game.
But you know who won us the game, Caden? And we're going to keep coming back to this because he's our favorite player, Rob Dillingham. I mean, he genuinely won us the game. And, and not to crap on Matt Jones, but Matt Jones did say that Rob Dillingham is probably the last person he wants taking clutch shots at the end of the game. He said that on KSR.
Well, did you see his
And
pump fake little layup?
yes, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
It was
that
big
that
time.
was clutch. I mean, that was clutch. That was, yes, it was big time. And why wouldn't you want him taking those shots at the end of the game? He clearly like has the poise to go out there and do it.
And let's give credit where credit's due as well. DJ Wagner had a
He played
massive
well.
he had a massive three-point play towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yep.
impressed with DJ Wagner tonight. I know we've been critical on him, but he had a pretty good game. And I think Trey Mitchell had another awesome game. Those 3 really stood out to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he absolutely did. Yeah, we have to give credit where credit's due. Justin Edwards still isn't playing, up to maybe where we need him to or where we want him to, but Wagner has since he's come back from the injury, he started to play a lot better for sure. Um, but and Ugana got in. Did you hear him talking about it at the beginning of the game? Like, oh, Ugana was supposed to come back today, but he's had the stomach bug. I thought, oh, here we go.
Yeah, and
But
then
then
5 minutes
he
in the
actually,
game, he comes in.
and then he didn't travel with the team to
Yeah, what happened
or
with
something.
I didn't know what was up with that.
There's got to be more to that story. But anyway, I mean, he's still got a ways to go, I feel like. I mean, coming out as, your first game of the season against North Carolina,
I'm
probably
shocked
not.
he played as much as he did, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I
think it
am
was
too.
just due to foul trouble, honestly, was a big part of it,
Yeah.
but hopefully we can
Hmm.
ease him into it. Coleman, I'm the stats guy in our show, I guess, and I got the stats
Yep.
pulled up over here. We had 18 offensive rebounds, and North Carolina had 6. So I don't think you can have 6 versus 18 and expect to win the game. So I think that was pretty
No,
major. The other
you
thing
can't.
also regarding rebounds to me, our guards rebounded more than our bigs tonight.
Yeah.
Um, our 3 guards, Edwards, and then Shepard and DJ Wagner combined for 18 rebounds, which is more than our 3 bigs. So the fact that our guards are rebounding the ball like that is pretty spectacular.
Yes, it absolutely. And you're talking about all these stats and everything. That's Josh says that's why he calls you Mr. Google here. Um, but
Some things you can't Google, Josh, which
yeah,
we've hit
that's
on,
right.
like
That's
Mr.
right.
Dong,
Mr.
whatever his name
Dong,
is.
Mr. Ding Dong. Yeah, that's right. Ding Dingly Dong or whatever it was. But speaking of stats, while we're looking at all those, I want to know how many blocks we had this game because I feel like we had a lot, and I was impressed with our defense.
We had 9 blocks, and North Carolina had 5.
That's good.
Josh is asking about free throws. 19 of 26, not bad. But they were 21 of 27. North Carolina shot free throws pretty well too. There were a lot of free throws taken tonight.
But are you surprised that we got as many blocks? I mean, 9 blocks against this team. that has a lot of big experienced guys. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of surprised at that. I mean, I know we had 2 of our 7-footers back, but for them to play that well, and I think Adu even blocked one, didn't he?
Yeah, I was about to say he had the
Yeah.
most out of everyone. He had 4 blocks.
Yeah, Adu had 4.
Adu,
I knew he
4
had at least
blocks.
2, but he had 4 blocks. Man, that's
Yep.
I
And
mean, is he
Ugonna
the
had
play
3. Ugonna had 3 and didn't even really play that many minutes, so good for Ugonna.
is he the player of the game? Is Adu the player of the game
I
tonight?
don't
I
know if I
mean,
go that far. He had some bonehead turnovers, but
yeah.
he played pretty well.
Yeah, and Josh says it felt like 19 blocks. It really did. It felt like we were blocking everything. It felt like that 2012 team again, where like Davis was just blocking everything. I mean, we really took that for granted. But what was the final score? 87 to
83.
87 to 83. That's right, because Bradshaw hit that free throw. Man, Bradshaw looked like he just won the freaking Super Bowl when he hit that second free
It
throw.
cracks me up every
Dude,
time he dunks. He, like, jumps. That's just in the chat. I'm not crapping on him, but it's funny because he, like, jumps 2 inches and dunks a wide open dunk and then, like, beats his chest and stuff,
yeah,
acting like
I
he just
know.
won the championship. It cracks me
Which
up. I
it's
like the
awesome.
energy. I like the
I
energy.
mean, yeah, you want that energy from your players. I feel like you don't
Speaking
want
of
them to just
energy,
be.
Dillingham about to beat up that dude.
Oh my gosh,
Dude, he
dude,
was untucking his jersey. He was getting ready. That's what I
that
wanna
was the
see.
most that was the most like blatant flagrant foul that I think I've ever seen. I mean, I don't even know why they had to like think about that. I mean, that was just like he wasn't even going for the ball. He all but tackled him. Yeah, and Bradshaw was ready to
What'd you say
go.
if there's one dude on this team you don't wanna flagrant
Yeah,
stuff?
if I had to pick one dude to not uh beat up, it would be Rob Dillingham. We got Donald in the comments here. Go Cats. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, like I said, we got a lot of people listening. We appreciate y'all. We're talking Kentucky. If you haven't checked us out before, go ahead and give us a like on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things. We appreciate the follow and the like and
Yeah,
all
we're
that
we're
good
talking
stuff.
Kentucky, but sometimes we're talking holidays, talking Christmas movies. We
Yeah.
talk about a lot of other things that's mostly unimportant, but stupid.
Yep. But yeah, we appreciate it. But yeah, Caden. I mean, it was a good win. It felt it felt like a true March Madness game. Honestly, like it really did give me March vibes, especially like going to the monitor so much at the end. Hearing the CBS March Madness kind of theme song going on. It's like I felt
Yeah,
like
sometimes Dillingham would pull up for a jumper. I'd be like, "Is that Malik Monk from
yeah, I know.
2016 shooting a shot against
Which
North Carolina?"
they showed some highlights from that game there at the end with Monk hugging Roy Williams afterwards and stuff. Which Roy Williams is at the game too. I saw. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
bet he was ready to get
I
in
bet
there.
Clyde was happy about that.
Yeah, I bet he was. Yeah, we were joking about this, Clyde. If you're still in the comments here listening, Kate and I were joking the other day. How I think a year ago, Kate and I had gone to the Kentucky Florida A&M game, and we did a post game show afterwards. And Clyde called in, and he was saying how he was watching North Carolina, and we're like, "How are you
Talking
going to watch?"
Stones, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's Talking Stones. I forget what episode it was, but it was Talking Stones. Yeah, so you can go back and listen to it. Yeah, it was Talking Stones because Kate and I were drinking bourbon. You could hear our bourbon stones clanking
Clanking,
around
like,
in our
every 20
glass,
seconds. Yeah.
which that's how you do it in Kentucky during the holidays. But Claude said, I've always kind of liked North Carolina. And of course, we were like, appreciate the call, kind of thing. And he starts going on how he loves Michael Jordan, he likes Roy Williams, and all those things. So we've made fun of Claude and said he's really a secret North Carolina fan, but doesn't sound like he is today, Caden. If you go to his page, there's a bunch of memes, North Carolina memes and stuff. So
I Yeah, and there's no one happier that we beat North Carolina than my dad is. It's like a holiday for him, and every time we beat North Carolina, he hates North Carolina. I respect Roy Williams, though. I think Roy Williams was a good basketball coach and respectable dude. And I think Cal and Roy Williams have a bunch of respect for each other.
oh yeah, no, they certainly do. We got another YouTube alliteration comment in here. Blessed beyond bounds 333. So we've got ding dang dong and blessed beyond bounds saying I was on the edge of my bed the whole time. Which I was on the edge of my couch the whole time. Yeah, I mean it was that kind of game, and usually I can have a sense usually by halftime or at least the start of the second half if we're going to win a game. Today I
Oh, for
genuinely
sure.
did not know until the very end of the game. So
How
it
about
was one
that?
of those.
I was sure if so Cal got that technical, we were up 10. That I
Yeah.
was really that was a big moment to get a technical because I thought we were about to go off and, like,
Yeah,
leave them in the dust because they
cuz
just
we were
airballed a
up by
shot, we had the
10.
ball. Yeah, and then he
Yeah.
had a technical, he basically put a hand on a ref. It was really weird time to do that, but
Yeah.
thankfully we still won, but I was nervous when that happened, but we got
Yeah.
Jilla Ashby in here too. Thanks
What's
for
up,
joining us,
Jill?
Jilla.
Is that a French bulldog in the in a profile picture? That's good.
Is that what that
I
is?
like French bulldogs. That's good. Bob Atkins, Rob Thrillingham. Hey, I like that. That I haven't heard that nickname yet. I like that, Bob. Rob
Junkyard
Thrillingham,
dog.
junkyard dog. That's exactly how Caden and I would describe him too. Honestly,
I
he's a
love it.
junkyard
Street
dog.
ball, just like, "Don't mess with me. I'm gonna go get a bucket on you, and then I'm gonna talk trash in your face."
So
That's what I want at
untuck my
Kentucky.
jersey. Yeah. No, I know. That's why he's my favorite player. And who says he's not clutch? And everybody kind of gets on him about his decision making. Tonight, though, man, I mean, just like at the end of the game, like I thought he was poised. I thought he made the clutch plays at the right time. I mean, I don't see the problem. I mean,
He
honest
was
with you,
6 of 16, but I don't care. Like, I just
you
love how
just
he'll
keep
keep
shooting.
shooting.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He didn't give a crap. He'll just keep throwing it up there, and I love
I
that.
don't if you're making 6, I don't care how many you shoot as long as you make enough. Like, honestly, you can't make them if you don't shoot. So
Yeah, it
we
reminds me
got
of, like, Steph Curry. Steve Kerr told him one time he was, like, 1 of 15 from 3 at the half, and he's like, "You know what, Steph? You keep throwing it up there, and not many guys do that, and that's what's awesome about you." That's what I like
yeah,
about Rob Dillingham. Just keep throwing
yep.
them up there.
So what do you think about the whole, like, still being able to spread the floor and everything and have the offense that we had in the first half of the season, even with these big guys? Like, do you feel more confident in Cal's ability to kind of figure out that rotation now after tonight? Or are you still skeptical?
Man, I love the length. I mean, we were talking about 9 blocks. That's a result of that, but sometimes I am a little skeptical. I feel a lot better tonight after beating North Carolina than I did against UNC Wilmington, obviously.
Yeah,
You
if there were
who
two North Carolina teams that
Yeah, I was about
were
to
going to
say,
lose to UNC Wilmington and beat UNC Chapel
if you
Hill,
would
yeah,
have told me before the season start, we're gonna beat one out of those 2 teams, I'm picking UNC Wilmington by 100,
yeah.
but that's
Do you
not what
think we're
happened.
going to look back on the UNC Wilmington game as kind of like that was just a complete freak, like fluke game, or are you still kind of worried that if we have a cold shooting night, we're screwed or Scrooged, as we say?
I'm still worried. I need more than just one big win to kinda prove that for me. I'm optimistic right now, but I'm still, like I'm still level-headed and feel like we need a few more to kinda prove it to us.
Mike Dowd says wouldn't have lost to UNCW if Wagner plays. I mean, if he played like he did tonight, then I certainly think that's plausible. Yeah, the problem was at that point of the season, he really wasn't playing his best yet. So I wasn't confident that that would have been the case. But I know if he played the way he did tonight, I think we do win that game for
You
sure.
know, something about him is he gives us a super physical guard. That shot we were talking about, the fact that he could do that, like, up and under and get hammered, and he barely even saw the goal at while he was doing that and still got it in, that was like an NBA move, and I see how he has all the potential in the world, so I hope this win I hope it carries over to conference play. I really do.
Yeah. No, I think it will. And we're going to talk about Louisville. soon too, because there's plenty to talk about there. And there's really, it's been a while since we've been on here, since at least Caden and I have been on here together. And there's been a lot that's happened in UK world. There's been a lot that happened with football too. And we're going to do one of our regular episodes next week. We'll keep you updated about when that is. But we'll have plenty of time to talk about football. But let's stick to some basketball stuff tonight. Yeah, talking
Hey,
Tar Heels.
Yeah, Brad's trying to name our post game show Talking Tar Holes.
Talking Tar Holes.
I've never heard it called that before. I like it.
Let's go ahead and throw open up the phone lines here. 502-234-1504. Give us a shout. Give us your thoughts on the game, and we'll certainly get into the other side of the news things going on is Louisville basketball, and especially because we play them next, there's certainly a lot to catch up on and talk about there. But give us a shout. Give us your thoughts on the game, how you're feeling about the SEC play, and how many points do you think we're going to beat Louisville by? All those good things. So go ahead and give us a shout, and don't be shy. We're
Louisville
cool
could be
guys.
the biggest margin of win of the year so far, because they might be the worst team we've played.
Well,
against.
I mean, my thing with that is, and we'll get more into this later, but is Kenny still going to be the coach or not? I think it's really dependent on that, because could we beat them by 50, like Josh says here? Like, yeah, we could, but are we? I don't know, because at the end of the day, Cal's not going to want to embarrass Kenny Payne. I mean,
yeah, but I still might take the over on that.
Yeah, well, but like it or not, I mean, when we get up 20, I feel like
we're getting a call coming.
Gotcha. I feel like Cal's just going to back off once we get a comfortable lead. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see.
You're on with Talking Kentucky. Who's this?
Hey, it's Josh. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Josh. How's it going?
Oh, great now since we got this big W tonight.
Yeah, it was a must-win, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. I think if we would have lost it tonight, I think we would have been like, here we go again. Just can't big ones, I think that's what would have been the mindset of the fan base tonight if we didn't win this.
So what stood out to you on this game? Or who stood out, or any plays, or are you happy about it?
Well, I'm happy we won, but we still have a lot of growing to do. We had a bunch of sloppy turnovers tonight. Reed, for some reason, late in the second half, he didn't play very well. He seemed like he was a little bit out of control, and I think he was trying to do too much, and that hurt us, because Reed is a good player, but he just, I don't know, he was just, he didn't seem like he's focusing that much tonight. I mean, he still played great, but not as great as he's been playing.
Yeah, he played well, but he's usually great. I think that's a good way to put it. What do you think, Coleman?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Are we talking about Reed?
Yeah, Reed Shepherd.
Yeah. I mean, like, even an off game for him, and I saw Josh's comments about that before, even an off game for Reed is still decent. So, I mean, I think it's fine. Like, if Reed has an off game, we have enough people that are going to step up. That's going to be all right. But the problem against UNC Wilmington is everybody had an off game. So, yeah.
I mean, just think, once Bradshaw really gets his legs and gets acclimated to the game, I mean, we're going to be tough. We're going to be a tough out anywhere. Dillahan's playing good. Wagner's playing good. Reed struggled tonight, I guess. He was not, I don't know what his line was, but he didn't seem like he was in the game that much tonight at all.
You're saying Antonio Reeves? Yeah,
Reeves. Yeah.
I don't see his minutes, but yeah, he shot 2 of 9. You can usually count on Reeves to go for 20,
Well, the thing about Reeves is he's a really quiet scorer. Like, I feel like he can go out there and score 15 to 20 on any given night without you even really noticing.
Kaysen was kind of that same way, just a quiet scorer.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, you
My
have anything else
biggest-
for us before we let you go?
My biggest disappointment tonight was Coach Calipari, though. Acting like an idiot on the sideline and getting teed up. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
one thing that
Me and Josh
upset
were
me.
texting each other complaining about that because it was like we were about to go on a deep run. I just felt it because Shepard and Dillingham were going off. So that
Man,
really
it's almost like he does it on purpose sometimes. I mean, it really is. And that's what makes us so mad is because he can control himself more than that.
I thought he was about to get thrown out.
Yeah.
I was
I really
too.
did too, because they went over and discussed it, and one ref did a motion like they were going to toss him.
I was thinking, all right,
Because he put
Tyler
his thumb
Eulis,
up,
it's time
and
for you
he-
to coach
He
again.
threw it over his shoulder, and I was like, well, they're going to toss Calipari because he bumped the referee. It looked like
It looked like he pushed
maybe,
him, yeah.
Maybe he didn't.
All right, Josh. Well, we're gonna let you go, but thanks for calling in as always, and go Cats. I'm glad they got the big win.
Yep. All right, guys.
All
Love
right,
the show.
bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, we got Mashburn 24 in here. Rob Thrillingham. Yeah. Hey, you think that's Jamal Mashburn, Caden? You think he's in here in our comments?
It's got to be if the name's Mashburn 24, right?
I would think so. I mean, I think just by law, I think you have to be.
We're getting another
Claude,
call.
yeah, Claude says he's going to call in next year, so that's probably him.
Is this Clyde? Say that's a yes.
C-A-T-S. Cats.
Clyde, were you at KS Bar during this game?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Hey, did the Bengals
Yeah,
win? I genuinely don't
I
know.
was next to the.
Hey,
Yeah, I was
Coleman asked
next
if the
to the
Bengals
state.
won.
Huh?
Coleman asked if the Bengals won.
Yes, the Bengals won. Yes.
Oh,
So,
Claude
that's
Pappy.
named me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a real
Yeah.
good day. We're gonna have us a good day,
Yeah.
like Bruce Pearl said.
Oh, is Bruce Pearl gonna smash?
We'll probably
Oh,
do
yes,
that,
he
too.
is.
But no, I'm like, I was next to that famous Will Levis picture when he had the trophy, and then obviously you see the Colossians tattoo, and like he took a bite of that orange. Like that is one of the most. That's probably like my favorite. That's probably my favorite picture of Will Levis, to be honest. And then next to Will Levis was Oscar, but yeah, and then but not like I had a great time out. The Bengals were down 17-3, and I'm like. Here we go again. We're about to be 7-7. But now they pulled through, and I know you all. I don't know if y'all watched the game, but T. Higgins had probably the best catch of the year. I mean, I was like, wow. And then as far as the Cats,
I did not see.
I didn't see it either.
Ugo had a few good blocks. Adu has bunny hop, and Reeves is, you're right, Coleman and Caden, you are absolutely 100% right on Reeves. He is a quiet scorer, no doubt about that. He is very quiet, and I feel like people forget about him.
Yeah, his game
Yeah,
didn't really bother
absolutely.
me tonight, but he usually is much higher scoring, and like Coleman said, I feel like he didn't get too many minutes.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't get it. I mean, really, like sometimes I forget about him because the way that Shepard's playing, Rob's playing, DJ's playing, and these other guys, you forget about Reeves. And to be honest, I didn't think he was going to hit a 3 tonight, but he did. And then we was up by what? I would say we was up by 10 at one point. And then they gave him the ball in the corner because the corner's like his special shot. And I thought that 3 went in, and then when he missed, I was like, dang. So there was a few shots that could have really put the game out of reach. But you know what? We're never going to apologize for beating North Carolina. What a great day to be a Wildcat. We can all sleep well tonight. We can all wake up Sunday morning, whether we go to church or not, we could praise God for Kentucky win.
That's right. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah,
that's right.
Clyde just said the prayer for us.
In God's name.
Yep.
All right, Clyde. Well, you have anything else before we let you go?
No, I'm just
really happy both of my teams won today, and I couldn't ask for a better Saturday. And tomorrow I can just chill and not really worry about anything. But as always, thank you for taking my call. Love you guys, and I'll be in the comments. And go Cats, and God bless.
Cats and God
Okay.
bless. Always a good night when we can say that. Hey, we got a throwback listener here in the comments. Caden Scott Salee is in the comments saying, "What's the number?" And it is 502-234-1504. I feel like a North Carolina win deserves a Scott Salee monologue. Personally.
It does. Maybe that's what he has ready for us.
It could be, honestly. It's been a while since we've had a Scott Salee monologue. His mom went to school.
They were top notch. Like, he could publish that stuff.
That's right. And his mom went to school, Turtle Man. So,
That was a Turtle Man.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is this Scott Salee?
It is.
Scott, how you doing?
What's up, Scott? Hey, Scott also won our bracket competition, right? Our March Madness bracket. So he won the Talking Kentucky hat. I don't think he's called in since he got the hat. So
did you wear the hat today? Is that why we won the game?
No. I got my hat in the car.
Well, I didn't wear it either,
so
I'm a co-host, so that makes you feel any better. Or what do you think about the game, Scott?
Well, they were, definitely a step up. I remember last year at the end of the year, you guys were like, "Man, this Cal's never going to change. He's never going to change the way he runs his offense."
Well, did he change though? We're shooting threes now. I'll give him that.
So,
you say Scott, you say you got your hat in the car. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is it like one of those things you got it like in the dash or something?
Yeah, he's showing it off.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's what Josh has got a sticker on his truck, or on his Jeep, and then Scott's got her hat in his car. So, moving on up.
Scott, no pressure, but do you have a monologue prepared?
I do not.
Or do you improv those things?
It varies. I just
improv monologue. That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
I haven't. I tried to write one after the Kansas one, and I don't know. It just never materialized. So
you don't have the inspiration these days. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. It's just, life is busy. But
I understand.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I went to that Miami game at Rupp Arena, and I was like, man, this team is crazy. And then the fact that they come around and lose to UNC Wilmington and then beat North Carolina, that's nuts.
Coleman, didn't Miami... Haven't they lost several games?
Yeah, they lost to Colorado by 30.
Way down in Kim Palm.
They lost to Colorado by 30?
Not as big as win as we thought it was.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it could be that we just broke Miami. When we beat them, they could have just given up on life. That's fine. That's plausible. I think when you lose to Colorado by 30, that's certainly plausible. But no, you're right, Scott. It is just confusing, man. It the ups and the downs of Kentucky basketball. You get a big win over Miami. Not just a win, but you destroy them. And then you lose to UNC Wilmington. You come back, you beat North Carolina. It's like, how are we supposed to feel? Sending us mixed signals here. What are we supposed to do as fans?
It's like dating a girl and breaking up like the 100th time, but then you just keep getting back together.
Yeah.
Although we didn't have. Bradshaw came back for that UNC Wilmington game, and then DJ was out. So, it makes a difference. But then again, it's a game you don't lose. But, stuff happens.
It does happen. Well, Scott, I appreciate you calling in. If you want to, at any point, if you do your monologue and want to get it to us, we'll share it on the show or our page or whatever. So always feel free to send us a monologue.
I definitely will. I'll probably write one.
Well, sounds
there
good.
You go.
Well, thanks for calling in, Scott, and you have a good night. Go Cats.
Dude, go Cats.
Man, it's a big day.
Dude, Scott's elite call.
When Scott's elite calls, that's when things are good.
Something's going right. Yeah.
Yes, something's going right. It's really great.
Great day.
It's a great day.
I wish Jonathan was watching this. Speaking of, we need a Jonathan Holmes call. Is what we need.
Yeah,
or a David Holmes call. Top the night off.
Yeah, that would really top the night off. We got a David Holmes call. Yeah, anybody else wants to call in at 502-234-1504? Would love to hear from you. So yeah, let's talk about Louisville. So when do we play? Is it a week from now? Is it next Saturday, or do we play them on a weekday? I can't remember.
12-21. That's 5 days from now.
Oh, that's on a Thursday.
Yeah,
that's on a Thursday. Well, yeah. I mean, could we beat them by 1,000? Yes, we could. But going back to what I was saying earlier, I don't know if Cal is going to want to embarrass Kenny like that. But if it's an assistant coach, then I don't think Cal will care. Is the thing. You see what I'm saying? So that I think that might be incentive for Louisville to wait until after the Kentucky game to fire Kenny Payne. Just because you're gonna lose. So
I don't know. I don't know how he's not already fired, if we're being completely honest here. So I guess your logic does make sense. Maybe they are waiting till after that game. But I'm just looking at their schedule over here, and they got absolutely horrific losses, obviously. But it's not blowouts.
Yeah. They almost beat Texas.
They only lost by 8 to Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But then they go and lose to Arkansas State with 10 people in the stands. So I don't get it. I don't understand the phenomenon that's Louisville basketball.
I mean, I don't understand how it could get any worse than it already is. So it's just a matter of time. I mean, it's inevitable that he's going to get fired. It's just when is it going to happen? And I think they wait till after the Kentucky game, to be honest with you.
Did you see that post that was the Louisville AD is planning to fire him or something? He basically said he's considering it.
I saw that today, actually.
Coach and hearing that about your AD saying that.
that would not be fun.
No.
But I mean, gosh, what if we were to lose to? I mean, we're not going to lose to Louisville, but if we were to lose to Louisville, just think about how bad that would be.
Are they ranked lower than UNC Wilmington?
I would think so.
If anyone in our comment section knows.
Yeah, I would.
To me, that sounds like a worse loss than UNC Wilmington at this point.
Josh Hart says Kansas barely beat Indiana, and I forget who it was. I don't know if it was who's the annoying guy on CBS Sports. I mean, a lot of them are, but it's not Clark Kellogg. It's not Jay Wright. It's the guy that hates Kentucky. Is it Reese Davis? Is that his name? Davis?
That might be, yeah.
I forget his name. He's the dude that's sitting over on the end. He said that Indiana was the most the toughest place to play in the country. Do you agree with that, Caden?
No.
Especially
right now. I mean, they barely beat Louisville. So
Scott Salee says I say Bruce Pearl ends up at Louisville or Drew Scott. Yeah, I mean, I could see Bruce Pearl, to be honest with you. Or I think it's Scott Drew, actually, if it's the Baylor coach you're talking about. I don't know who would want to go to. I mean, I know it's still probably one of the top 10 jobs in college basketball, but I don't know who would want to go to Louisville at this point, Caden, and inherit that mess, to be honest with you.
I could see Bruce Pearl doing it for sure.
I could see Bruce Pearl doing it. I don't know if Scott Drew's going to leave Baylor. I think Scott Drew would come to a Kentucky or to a Kansas or even a North Carolina, but I don't know if he would go to Louisville from Baylor.
The only thing about Bruce Pearl is that his entire wardrobe is orange at this point, so he'd have to figure that out. But, you know, it would revitalize the rivalry for sure, don't you think?
If Bruce Pearl went there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it
we'd
would.
hate him again. Right now,
Yeah,
we just feel bad for him, like there's some poor dog or something that has to be put down, you know?
Well, right now, I kinda like Bruce Pearl, because, I mean, he loves Kentucky, so.
With the exception of Kentucky, I've said that there's not a team on our schedule we can't beat.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't argue with
but
that.
I keep thinking of our next coach too, like who it's gonna be. And I don't know, like I would like Scott Drew, I'd like Jay Wright, of course, but I would love Scott Drew. But everybody, and I know they won today. I know Ohio State won today, but everybody talks about Chris Holtman. Chris Holtman hasn't done anything. I don't want him to. If you haven't won a national championship, do you think you should really come to Kentucky?
But who has really done anything these days? I feel like they're all
Well,
retired.
Scott Drew's won a couple championships, hasn't he?
A couple?
And he's won at least one. I think he's won a couple.
I think he did one, and he started early 2000s.
And then that UConn coach, whoever he is really good too. I don't know if we could get him to leave UConn, but whoever he is like I said, he seems like a nice guy.
It's so funny that he wins a championship every other year, and we don't even know his name.
Yeah, I can't. The funny thing is, UConn won the national championship last year, and I can't name you a single player on their team or their coach.
That's when you know it's team basketball.
Yes.
Because they won by passing the ball and shooting the ball and driving the ball.
In fact, of any of the four teams in the Final Four next year or last year, I can't name you any of the coaches or any of the players, I don't think. Because it was San Diego State, Florida Atlantic, UConn, and who else was it?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
When we lose in the second round, I just lose all interest. I can barely remember anything.
Scott Sallee says it's Dan Hurley. Okay. Yeah.
When someone says his name, I recognize it.
It's like, oh yeah, that guy.
It's not something that's just caked into my memory, you know.
Yeah. No, it's not. Claude says Chris Holtman grew up as a Kentucky fan. Well, I did too. Mike Dowd says, would Billy Donovan ever come back to Kentucky? At this point, I mean, rumor has it, right, that he turned us down twice. So why would he come now, kind of thing?
So we offered him first before Gillespie and then before Cal?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that he was our first. I know that he was our first option when we hired Gillespie. But I'm pretty sure he was like 1 or 1A when we hired Cal. Yeah. Because how could he not be, with a track record that he has?
I can see him just sticking around the NBA. He's done well in the NBA. So
I'm still holding out hope that, and here we are after a win talking about who Cal's replacement is going to be. But I still, I don't know. I still am holding out hope that Jay Wright will come out of retirement.
Yeah, just give him a blank check and say, what's it going to take to get you away from CBS? So, but anyway, it's North Carolina. We beat North Carolina.
Beat North Carolina.
They
that's good.
Kind of gave it to us at the end, but we still played
Didn't
well.
we? Speaking of, UNC Wilmington, did we throw that floor in the dumpster?
I think we did.
Something?
They say it just wasn't good quality, but we all know it's because didn't the men and women lose on it?
Yeah. So what are they?
The real reason.
What could it possibly be? Like the quality? I mean, it's a floor. It's the ground. Like what do they want in it?
I don't know.
I've played on slippery basketball floors before, but that's just because they're dusty, like YMCA basketball floors. Like I feel like that's not the problem with it. And even if it is the problem, you can sweep it up. Like what could be so wrong with the floor that you spend like millions of dollars on it?
Spots or something. I don't know.
And then you throw it in the dumpster. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess we're going back to the bumper stickers now. It's sad because I love that floor. I mean, it looked great. It looked great.
Yeah, till we lost.
Yeah, till we lost. That didn't look great.
I just want whatever floor makes us win.
Yeah. Yeah, and Josh says it's because we lost on it. They can say whatever they want. Yeah. Do you think Cal was just like scrap everything, throw away the floor? But Cal, we just got it today. I don't care. Throw it away. Like bring out the championship floor. You
Did
know,
you see that
bring
floor?
out the
That was
Final Four.
it was basically the one that just got ripped up, except they put the old Wildcat logo on it. It looked awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's what needs to be the next floor. Let's bring the Wildcat logo back.
Yeah, I'm down. Or we could just have a blue floor.
We dominated basketball when we had that logo.
Yep, I know we did. But well, as you can tell, I'm worn out from watching us beat North Carolina. Which is it's always a good day when you beat North Carolina.
We have pretty good success against North Carolina in the CBS Classic, honestly.
Yeah.
Unlike the other one we do, we usually win in the CBS Classic, I think.
The problem is we need to beat them in March too.
Yeah.
So I could see us having to play them in March.
Yeah. It's usually an Elite Eight game.
So where do you think we're going to be ranked when the rankings come out?
Well, we were 14, right? And we beat Penn and North Carolina. No, that Penn was last week. So we just beat North Carolina this week, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So 14 beat the 9. We'll go up
3
11,
spots.
11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll be 11 or 12 probably. Mike Dowd says 8. I mean, that would make sense having beat the number 9 team, but I mean, I'd love it if we snuck into the top 10. I just don't know if we will.
He also says play on the concrete floor. I feel like Dillingham would kill it on the concrete
He'd be down.
floor. He's used to that street ball. You can just tell.
Yeah.
It's that dog.
And Josh Hart says 8 or 9 too there. So Claude says, did Arizona lose? Probably because they're Arizona.
Purdue. They played Purdue. It was 1 versus 3, I think. So
I honestly don't know. I can look that up. Yeah, Mike Dowd says depend on whoever else loses. Women's basketball has shown up before men's basketball on my ESPN app. Well, Alabama's beating Creighton right now with 10 minutes left, and Creighton's number 8. So, I mean, that could help us out there.
Purdue beat Arizona 92-84, so number 1 lost. If you have number 1 beside your name, I feel like it's a death sentence.
I know.
Like, you're going to lose the next week or 2, I feel like, if you're number 1.
Yeah. Yeah. It honestly probably hurts us that Miami is not good apparently, because that win looked real good until recently.
It looked real good until we lost to UNC Wilmington.
Yeah, but I mean, this definitely puts us back on the right track. I mean, this is a good win. This is a really good win. So now we just got to beat Louisville, which shouldn't be too hard of a task. So
Mike Dowd says Gonzaga lost to UConn. We got to play them coming up next month or 2, right? Gonzaga.
I think it's in February. Yeah, I think we play them in February. Some college football scores from today. In the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Ohio beat Georgia Southern 41-21. In the Cricket Celebration Bowl, Florida A&M beats Howard 30-26. The R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, Jacksonville State beats Louisiana 34-31. Here's a real good one. Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. So not from anywhere else. Avocados only from Mexico. Appalachian State wins 13-9 over Miami of Ohio. The New Mexico Bowl, Fresno State beats New Mexico State 37-10. And right now we got the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. California's beating Texas Tech 7-0. And then the Starco Brands LA Bowl, UCLA winning 21-16. This is probably my favorite bowl name so far, Caden, is on Monday, Western Kentucky, the Tops at Old Dominion, or playing Old Dominion, the famous Toast Bowl. That's quite a name for a bowl. Let's have some toast. Famous Toast Bowl.
Hopefully the tops win the toast.
They get the toast. Yeah, hopefully so. But yeah. Well, guys, thanks for checking us out. Thanks for hanging with us for our post-game show. Like I said, we are talking Kentucky. So like and subscribe, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called. Sorry, Elon Musk. Spotify.
Talking Kentucky, brought to you by Talking Kentucky.
Yeah, brought to you by Talking Kentucky. Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Yeah, and if you want to sponsor us, if you want to be, so we can be Talking Kentucky brought to you by, Toast or whatever, we can do that.
That sounds pretty good. That's got some ring to it.
Brought to you by Toast. Jill says thank you for what you both do. Well, we appreciate it, Jill. We couldn't do it without y'all watching. We wouldn't be a show without the audience. So
we could make a Toast logo graphic,
Yeah, we could. Talking Toast.
Kentucky on the
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you all very much. Be sure to like and subscribe on all the things. We appreciate it. For Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, and for beating North Carolina once again, this has been the Talking Kentucky postgame show. We'll see y'all next time. Go Cats.
Tar Heels.